we saw that and we complained a lot about it. And then we decided, instead of just complaining, everyone likes to complain.
Let's just do it then.
Let's
right?
solve the problem. And then Polimec came along.
Welcome to Polkadot Insider. I am here today with Flavio. He is the CMO of Polimec.
Hi guys, thanks for having me.
Nice to meet you. We're in the middle of Decoded. How do you feel?
I'm very sweaty. It's very hot here in Singapore. But
I thought there's all the AC here.
well, outside it's really hot, inside it's really cold. So it's a good mix, but I'm excited to be here to see all the ecosystem people, but also new people join the event. And obviously leading up to Token 2049, we're excited to just, get started.
Great. So how about the events, partially? How do you feel about the events? Did you just arrive here? Sorry.
Yeah, so we arrived on Saturday, so we didn't see much yet. I think we were just finding a bit with jet lag and lack of nicotine. Other than that, there's a lot of side events, so we're still trying to figure out which side events to attend. It's always the same. There's so many you sign up for, but there's really only a couple you need to attend. We're very excited about Polkadot Asia, obviously, Decoded Asia.
Definitely.
To come here and, represent the ecosystem and Polimec, obviously. It's always great to go into different areas of the world, to talk to different people, find new joiners, and yeah, that's why we're here.
So can you talk a little bit about yourself? We're curious to know your background first, and then
Sure.
yeah.
I'm more than happy.
Tell me about yourself.
So I'm Flavio, I'm 26. I was born and raised in Switzerland, which is also the home of Polimec. I've done many years in the traditional finance ecosystem in Zurich. So I've seen everything from equity sales to structured products to venture capital, basically the entire broad space of traditional finance. And then I ended up at Bitcoin Swiss, which is one of the oldest and largest crypto brokers. So they started in 2013. I joined in 2020. Was an interesting year to start for sure. It was very exciting. I was part of back then it was called ISP, so Institutional Services and Products Department, which is also where I met a big part of the team. So mainly Luca, Ken, Simon, and Felix. So the five of us, we all came from Bitcoin Swiss. Our team was responsible for onboarding institutional clients, meaning other banks, asset managers, but also crypto foundations. And we provided different services such as OTC deals, lending, or facilitating of certain, deal structures. And we did private sales. So private sales was obviously a big topic for us, being able to source different deals, investment opportunities, and then do direct investment via our client base. So we had a very strong and small ultra high net worth individual client base with interesting clients that we provided those deals to, and we did basically the due diligence, the settlement, everything. Yeah, and that's how we got into the space of fundraising. We saw the struggles because there's always problems, there's inefficiencies, there's human error, but there's also this opaqueness. It's not transparent, it's not accessible for everyone.
Is that the biggest one? The biggest problems?
I think there's a lot of problems. It's very costly to raise funds or to provide fundraising services. It requires a lot of manpower, in the sense that a lot of people that do the onboarding, the KYC, a lot of relationship managers. It's very difficult to do the distribution, right? In that sense, it was very closed off because it was for a small group of clients. So we wanted to make it more accessible for normal people or even other clients that would be part of this group. And it's just a very inefficient process, right? And we saw that and we complained a lot about it. And then we decided, instead of just complaining, everyone likes to complain.
Let's just do it then.
Let's
right?
solve the problem. And then Polimec came along. So we had the opportunity to take over the brand Polimec and make it our own, which we basically did then. And on the 29th of June, 2022, so roughly 6 months in, we incorporated the Polimec Foundation, which is responsible for the upkeeping, the maintenance, and the development of the protocol, which is also where we are hired. And we never looked back.
So how do you condense the concept of Polimec for the viewers to understand?
Think of Polimec as, we've called it many things. We started off calling it a decentralized funding protocol. But I think the easiest way to understand, it's a blockchain that settles deals. So a deal can be anything. It can be a private sale where people are selling off tokens, or a soft agreement, a special agreement for future tokens, where they're raising funds. in return for those tokens. It can also be any other settlement, so OTC settlements where tokens are already live or where you are already in a deal. Any form of deal can be settled on the blockchain. Why is it important? Because there's certain aspects to it that make it very interesting for intermediaries and for investors. Everything is settled on chain, which means it's trustless. So we're not an intermediary, we're not handling your funds, you don't need to trust us, but it's all settled on chain. It's transparent because, again, it's on chain. We have a collaboration with Kilt and Deloitte where we provide KYC credentials.
That's the tech.
That's part of the tech. So it's a synonymous way for us to identify investors, which makes it very interesting for us because we can create permissioned environments on a permissionless protocol. What does that mean? The protocol is permissionless, anyone can use it, but the deals are ring-fenced. So everyone that gets this KYC credential and that is eligible to participate in this deal can participate. This is very important.
You mean like voting or?
This is also part of it, but I think the most important thing is that you, if you are raising funds as a project, can structure the deal the way you want it to be structured.
I see.
You can exclude investors from, for example, US citizens. That's one of the things that people mostly like to do. You can do that, but you decide. For us, it's a deal platform. We can settle deals, any type of deal, with global participants, right, from everywhere in the world. It's fast, it's cheap, it's transparent, it's synonymous, it's trustless. And now for us, the next step, so we implemented the Web3 native solution, which means any user can use it now with their own wallet, with their KYC credential. But the next step for us is we want to scale it. And that's where we are now in the next steps, initiating our white label solution. Because the big way for us to scale is we are offering our tech as a software as a service to intermediaries, financial intermediaries. So crypto exchanges, crypto brokers, crypto banks. They will integrate the UI. So basically in your e-banking, you will see the deals that are on Polimec, and you as a client can participate via the exchange.
So people won't know it, right? Or people
don't even need to know it's on Polimec.
Don't even need to know
That's the point, right? People don't want to handle their own wallet. They don't even need to know it's on chain, but they can benefit from it being on chain. And for the exchange, it means they don't require any mid or back office. So there's no manual requirements of, bookkeeping and where do need to send the transactions, how much does who get. We're not financial outsourcing. So we're a software as a service. We're not a counterparty. So from a regulatory perspective, from a legal perspective, makes it much easier for them to actually use this software, right, or this service. And it's free. So they can charge their own clients, if they want to, a ticket fee to participate. And for us, it has a twofold effect. On one side, we can scale on the user side by onboarding individual intermediaries.
Because your user's client is your client, right?
Yes, right. If we onboard an exchange, every exchange client becomes a potential investor in Polimec. On the other side, they also have a lot of deal flow. A lot of people, they go to exchanges. We are looking for funding, right? They can bring those fundraisers on Polimec and settle them here, or they can tap into the deal flow that we provide. So it's this win-win. You always have this idea of the chicken and the egg, right? If you're a platform.
Who's the chicken? Who's the egg?
Here we don't really care because we solve both.
That's interesting.
We bring the entire animal farm, and I think that's what we're focusing on right now. Also going multi-chain. So we want everyone to be able to raise funds on Polimec. We are on Polkadot parachain, which allows us to then bridge to other ecosystems and bring all the funds to this ecosystem and have people participate, which is very important for us. And we don't care, we don't care where you're from, we don't care where you build. We want to give you the opportunity and a choice to decide how you want to raise funds. And by aggregating all those intermediaries, or if you connect to a lot of them, you become a hub for investors, right? Which makes it very interesting for new projects to come and look for funding, because you're not going to get only Polkadot investors or only Ethereum or EVM or Solana investors, but you get everything, right? And that doesn't exist yet. So this, in a trustless way, that's what we do. It's fun.
I see. So, but for the fundraising aspect, do you categorize your models? Do you name it? Like we have DAOs, we have VC fundings. Do you have a model for it?
So the interesting thing is we are sort of this melting pot. There's no single way of funding that happens, right? There's different counterparties or the different stakeholders that participate in the fundraise. How it works on chain is we are a decentralized protocol, which means that the community decides which projects are eligible to raise funds or not. It's via a very simple process, which we call the evaluation. So in traditional
Evaluation.
it's basically a due diligence. It's doing research, right? If someone wants to raise funds, then you read up like, okay, what are they doing? Why are they raising funds? What are they building, right? And then the community can decide, okay, we think this is a good project. We think the deal terms are fair, and we think they should be able to raise funds. And the community can then decide. And if they pass a certain threshold, they can go into the funding round, and everything is optimized. So we just had, we called it Polimec Evolution. It's like in Pokemon. That was like the idea of simplifying the process. So right now it's 7-day evaluation, 7-day auction round where you can bid,
Okay.
and 7-day community round where the community can participate.
Are they automated?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Everything is, well, everything is on chain. Everything is automated. Nobody can stop it, right? It's a decentralized protocol.
Compared to other, the same niche that you guys are doing, are they automated as well? Or
I think there's
you
two
guys?
main distinctions, right? So there's a lot of centralized providers, like launchpads, for example,
even in this world right now?
of course. And they are very big, but they control everything. So they control the funds, they control the deal flow, and they charge upfront fees in fiat. So you need to pay to be able to raise funds, and you have no control over anything, right? It's very intransparent. It's not accessible for everyone. And then on the other side, you have decentralized protocols that are trying similar things, but then they're not keeping it in compliance with regulations, right? So they're basically just, pumping shitcoins, and people invest a lot of money, and then nobody can use the funds because it's all raised in a fraudulent way, right? For us, it's important that we want to scale. We want to be able to raise the funds and fill the rounds, but we also want you to be able to use the funds. So what does that mean? If you raise money, you get, let's say, a lot of stable coins. You need to pay salary, you need to pay rent, any other expenses that you have. You most likely need to onboard the funds to a bank account, right? Now, the bank will want to know where the funds come from. What's the origin of the funds? Who invested, right? If you don't have a process in place where you can automate this, people cannot use the funds. And if you cannot use the funds, why have them, right?
What's the point?
So for us, it's important to create an entire value chain for founders, for them not to make the mistakes in fundraising that could cost them a lot in the future, right? So you don't want to have any errors on the regulatory side. I know a lot of people, they don't care, but that's because they're not looking long-term into the future. They're just looking short-term. And on the other side, we want to make it simple for them to adhere to those rules, but also to get funding, to have the settlement very clear, to have good deals, not to get ripped off, right? And for it to be transparent, right? So there's a lot of things.
I see. So how about Polkadot? You guys are on Polkadot. So any expectation for this year or maybe next year? The Jam is big.
I think, well, for us, we launched, we got our parachain slot last year, number 51.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was
it's a milestone.
compared to now, it was very difficult. And we launched.
You mean like from before, right? Before.
Well, now you can basically get a parachain slot for like a couple dot, right? We had to go into like
feelings,
couple thousand dot. But I think the important thing for us was our launch, which was in May. So we conducted the first 3 fundraisers on Polimec, which was an exciting experience for us. It also showed that there are certain updates that we wanted to do, which we also did by the Polimec Evolution. And it also showed us that we need to scale beyond Polkadot for the sake of Polkadot, right? Because you want to grow. We need to bring in outside capital. We need to bring in outside projects. And for that to happen, we need to expand. And so we're looking at different options how to expand via different bridges. Because for us, it's mainly the settlement that needs to be able to be bridged to other ecosystems and the token distribution. And that's what we're working on now. So we will be able to facilitate fundraising for EVM chains end of this year. EVM layer 2s. We're also looking at Base, Solana. So there's a lot of different things we're looking into. And then the white label also at end of year, which will be a big boost for us. Because the combination of the two allows us to cover a big chunk of the crypto market. So we want to be the number 1 place for people to raise funds and to settle any type of deal, right? And for that, we need to have the big players involved, which indirectly bring all their own customers. And we want to have different deal flows. So that's why we're working with Polkadot Blockchain Academy, but also with Founder Institute, with a lot of incubators. That's a cool thing. We don't have I always get the question, do you have a lot of competition, like VCs and incubators? And we always tell them no, they're our friends, right? Because we can make their life much easier, and on the other side, they can provide us deal flow or investment services, right? In the end, it's teamwork that's important, and for us to get in new builders, new founders from incubators, from cool hackathons like EZA or the Blockchain Academy is exciting because it's new deal flow and maybe too small for certain VCs to start, right? You can settle a lot of rounds in Polimec. If you want, you can raise funds 4 or 5 times, right? Doesn't really matter. It's up to you. So.
Are you guys in a rush? Do you think that you guys are in a rush? I mean, Polkadot is a place for tech, right? I mean, they can also do marketing and stuff, but then they really focus on the tech first for sustainability. So, but then you guys also need, to get the funds and everything. So are you guys in a rush somehow? You need to?
I mean, to be honest, I don't feel like we're in a rush, but that's also because our team was always very fast-paced. I mean, we've built the entire protocol in under 2 years. We launched with more complexity than others, faster. We're delivering every month new updates. I feel like there's always something new coming. So we don't feel the rush, mainly because we're already on a very high pace level. We have some targets that we want to achieve. So that's why end of year we want to have EVM integration done, which we are working on right now, and the white label solution, which we're also working on right now.
That will be launched at the end of the year.
Don't quote me, but maybe.
I'm trying to though.
2 weeks, no. But let's see, step by step. We are talking to quite a lot of them. We want to have the first one live as soon as possible, because once you have the first, it's a copy-paste process, right? It's a no-brainer for the most intermediaries, and then scale like that, yeah. So we're not in a rush, but we understand market timing. So we want to be ready to capitalize on anything that happens in a potential bull market, right?
When is the time?
You tell me. If you know, then please tell me.
Maybe just a feeling. I mean, you guys are preparing, right?
I will
what
give
do you guys expect?
I will give you the answer that I know I am allowed to give without giving any financial advice, obviously.
I'll cut this part.
No, but I mean,
just the first.
For us, it's 3 things we're looking at, which we're also very public about. Tomorrow, the Fed rates, right?
Okay.
Federal Reserves, where we are cutting rates in the US. That will be interesting to see. Then 29th of September, when CSET gets released from prison and the bull market starts. No financial advice. And then elections in November, right? So those are the big 3 things that we want to observe. Historically seen, it's interesting to see what happens. We are prepared, but we'll definitely target end of year, beginning next year, to be ready for everything. And you never know. To be honest, I would love to know. Please tell me.
Is the team big? Where are you guys based?
So we're based in Switzerland.
Okay,
in
I
Zug,
see.
in the crypto valley. We are 10 people.
10 people.
So I don't know if that's big. I feel like it's a lot of people.
That's actually quite big.
It's a lot of people. We are very efficient with the distribution of how we work. We have a lot of in-house developers, but we also work with a lot of third parties on the design front, on the legal front. So we have also something that is called the startup package. So when you raise funds on Polimec, you get access to a lot of discounts and services. So from Oracle services to RPC services to marketing, exchange listings, you name it. Our goal is to provide a lot of value beyond just the fundraise, because we have an incentive alignment, right? We want you to be successful. If you are successful, we are successful, right? So that's very important for us. It's very different to how you would look at it from other providers, because they usually need to cover their overhead costs. So they need to dump your token instantly. And what we want to do is we want to give you the best possible outlook for success, right? For sustainable success, because there's no point in being successful 2 months after TG and then you cannot deliver. But that's what we are working on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think now it's a very good time to deploy, to build, to get ready.
Yeah.
To get ready. It's always been the same for us. We started Polimec in 2022. And this was just before the FTX and Lunar collapse, which was a very interesting time to raise funds.
It is.
I can tell you that. So we're used to it. But now we need to get ready for anything that can happen and talk to builders, talk to investors. That's why we're here. to onboard more VCs to finalize some of the white label solutions that we're working on, and step by step. It's always our motto. You can only do one thing at a time, but do it right.
I understand. So you said you guys started in 2022?
Yes.
How about the Polimec Foundation? Are they the same?
Yes, so the Polimec Foundation is responsible for building the protocol and maintaining it.
I see.
And acting in the best interest of the protocol. And we are the Polimec Foundations. We are representing the Polimec Foundation. So you have Luca, Ken, and myself. We are the Foundation Council. But all of us and also the employees are all employed by the Foundation. So it's our mandate to represent the Foundation to the best of our abilities. That's what we're doing.
Are you guys colleagues or friends or?
Yeah, well, it's funny. I mean, a lot of we've been working together for even more, I would say more than 4 years now. So even before Polimec, at Bitcoin Swiss. So I would say we're friends. A lot of us are friends. It's a very friendly environment. It's really fun. We're quite I would say a young team in a sense, but still a lot of experience. We have people that are coming from a Big Four backgrounds, from consulting. We have people that are coming from traditional finance. We have developers that are coming from the PBA. We have a front-end developer that is known as a legendary figure in the ecosystem that has been freelancing for over 20 years for all the biggest companies.
Wow.
We have someone that is studied law on the legal side, right? And then with me, marketing, social media.
Well, that's the charm, right? of the team. You get a little bit of everyone, right?
We cover everything. We're all very different. But we still understand each other very well. So we have different character types, We have some more people that are introverted or extroverted, a bit of both. Some with a bit, it's just good to have different types of people working together. Makes it fun and efficient.
I don't know if you're introvert or extroverted.
Honestly, I don't know either.
Really?
It's difficult.
Are you in the middle, like ambivert?
I always say I'm an introverted extrovert. Like I like talking, chatting with people, having fun, but I don't need to meet everyone. If I'm in a big room, I always check the weather app in the corner sometimes. So my social battery is very short, but when it's on, it's hardcore.
I see.
It's okay.
You were mentioned you were 26, right?
Yes.
I think we're the same age.
Oh.
I was born 98.
Me too, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's a good age. A good year to be born now here.
Okay, I think we pretty much cover everything. Do you want to shout out or share a little bit more about the future of Polimec? Any future plans upcoming, the near one, for the viewers?
Sure. Well, first of all, I would like to shout out all our ambassadors. So we have an ambassador program. We're currently restructuring it a bit, but I think it's about 150 people from 54 countries. It's really exciting to get them to, share our story and be part of our journey. So shout out to them. If you want to become an ambassador, reach out. We're always looking for more interesting people. Then, it's pretty simple. Milestones for us this year are clearly EVM. We want to scale to other chains, multi-chain approach, and the white label solution. We want to scale beyond the casual retail user, but actually millions of users via exchanges, via brokerage, to every type of investor, small, big, huge. And that's what we're working on. It's a big endeavor. We've done a lot of groundwork over the last couple of years for us to be allowed to actually entertain those ideas, because we can do it on a technical level and we can do it on a legal level, which is something that not most people can say. And now we're capitalizing on that, finalizing it, getting ready for the bull when CZ comes out of jail, and enjoying Singapore.
Great. So thank you. Thank you for coming here today. It's been really nice to talk to you.
Likewise. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
And enjoy your time in Singapore.
You too.
Thanks.